Grocery prices are surging again, and more food shortage reports. Let's discuss. Good morning, our 35,000 faithful subscribers. Welcome back to another Coffee Rant with Dano. Today, we are drinking the Joffrey's coffee down here in Orlando, Florida. It is absolutely delicious. If you have to hit pause to get your coffee together or any beverage you deem necessary, this will be a lengthy discussion. We're going to be discussing more food shortages and rising costs all over the world, not just the country, all around the world. So let's get into it here. So since I've been down here in Orlando, Florida, I've been discussing other prices with other people that we meet. That's what's nice about down here is we can meet a lot of different people, different cultures, different people from around the world. I've met two people from Australia that have been talking about prices being so expensive that most people are starting to grow their own. And I do believe that that is something we are going to have to do here in the future in order to save any amount of money that we can. Now, we've been getting flooded with emails and comments lately that people have been struggling to afford things. You know, I know we go to these different stores. We try to always hit stores like Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar, anywhere that we can find things cheaper. We understand that everybody can't stock up all the time. Some people live week to week. Some people live day to day. And, you know, for a place like Dollar Tree, I know when you really factor in the sizes of things and the amount of money that it really is, I know that it's not as worth it. But it is something that you can at least get by. And once we get back to Cincinnati here next week, we hope to be able to visit some of these stores to check out what has changed. But let me go into a couple things that I've talked about with a couple of our Australian friends that we've met down here. A head of lettuce in American money in Australia is $12 to $15 for a head of lettuce. How ridiculous is that? I mean, I thought our prices were high. Yesterday I visited Publix, and I did find out that a lot of the stuff that we were looking at is actually a sale. We saw a head of lettuce for $2.99. It's actually $3.99 regular price, which is very high for us. But boy, when you're talking to somebody from Australia and they're telling you 13 or, you know, anywhere between $13 and $15 for a head of lettuce, almost $20 for a watermelon. Now, one of the guys that I was speaking with lives in more southern Australia, which they do get cooler weather down there, and they're able to grow things all year long, like potatoes and stuff like that. Potatoes have skyrocketed there. They have also skyrocketed here as well, as we saw eight pounds of russet baking potatoes at Walmart, $13.88. Some people are even saying that they're even higher down here in Florida. I hope to get to Walmart down here at some point to see if there are similar prices with Walmart. I know that's at least one that we can compare to make some comparisons, at least to see what the prices are. Way too much for me. I will never spend that kind of money on potatoes. Now, some of these people were also saying that, these guys were also saying that frozen potatoes have skyrocketed in Australia. Does that sound familiar? Guys, this stuff is happening all around the world, and we have to be prepared. We got to make sure that we are stocking up on some of these things as we find the sales. Now, me and Jess, every time we find sales on the things we like, we're always buying up a little extra to make sure that we're saving money in the future. You know, people always ask, like, are we making these things, you know, are able to make these things, how we're able to make these things happen and still save money? Well, that is why. For one, I have a bit of an advantage because I'm in the stores every day and I know what the prices are. I can see what they are and see what's going on. Now, also, we have been getting more and more comments. Someone sent me a photo in an email of toilet paper in two different stores. One of them was Walmart and one of them was a Kroger. I think it was Food for Less. I know you're out in California. And there was no toilet paper. None. Like a couple things. I saw in the picture a couple things of great value toilet paper. Don't know what's causing that again, but one of our Australian friends that we were talking about said that they have also been getting more runs on toilet paper. Now, you know, it's just crazy. I was also talking to a family from Chile, and hello to you guys. Thank you for joining the channel and everything. And they were talking about some issues that they're dealing with Pepper prices have skyrocketed in Chile. Peppers are ridiculously overpriced. They also had talked about them growing their own peppers, like bicolor peppers and green peppers and spicy peppers, as they were talking about. They use in a lot of different meals, apparently, in Chile, which it's always nice around down here in Orlando because there's so many different kinds of tourists, so many people from around the world. I've kind of just been going around and just chatting with people and seeing what's going on, because it's interesting to see that it's not just here in the U.S., it is all around the world. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed. We just crossed 35,000 subscribers. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe down below. We do these videos every day to try and help you save money in the grocery stores and keep everybody in the know to what is going on. I feel like the shortages on food is mounting big time. Like, both our friends from Chile here and the two people that I met from Australia have both been talking about shortages on sugar and price increases. They noticed high prices. I even said to them, I said, did the prices go up? Did the prices go up for a while and now we're starting to see a shortage? And they all said yes. So it's the same thing that we're dealing with here. We see the prices skyrocket. Now, we haven't had an issue in Cincinnati. I did go to Publix yesterday. They don't carry a lot of sugar. And I wonder if that is because they're just not getting it in. Publix is going to fill in the holes with whatever they can, right? It's kind of like Sam's Club. I feel like it's kind of like Sam's Club or Costco. Like, if they don't have it, if they know they're not getting it in, they're just going to fill it in with everything else. As we've seen with Kroger, all three different Krogers that I frequent, that I visit in Cincinnati, have condensed their sugar and flour. They still carry all the same products for now, but it seems like they're getting less, or they know they're going to be getting less. Maybe they know something we don't. It's hard to kind of hide it when, people see things, right? I mean, I know, we go over the prices and everything, but I see these things happen in a lot of different stores. We see places, excuse me, take a pause here. Sip of coffee. Oh, Joffrey's is good. Anyway, we've been seeing it in other stores as well, especially with sugar shortages. I noticed it at Big Lots. Big Lots is a place, all these little hidden places that we never really think about to buy some staples that we need, like sugar and flour. We've been noticing it less and less at Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Dollar General, Big Lots, Ollie's, these kind of things. We're not seeing as much in these value stores, which are not really, they're more convenience stores these days, which we always talk about that. But I'll tell you what, guys, it is good to, when you find some of these products, why we bring this to your attention, so that when you see these things, buy up one or two. We never, ever encourage panic buying on the channel here. I know that's been a lot of talk on the channel with different things and stuff. There's been some serious panic buys on rice in Australia as well. They get a lot of their rice from India, which is part of that travel ban right now on rice, the export ban on rice. So, they're struggling to try and get rice, and they get many different kinds as well, but they also can get from other places, but that's causing prices to go up because they're getting it from Vietnam and some other places that we normally don't think of, right? We either think of India, and we do grow a lot of rice in America here, but some of them isn't like some of the kind that is coming from India or Thailand or Vietnam, which a lot of different cultures live in America, where their diets require them to have these certain kinds of rices. When they have to move to another product, that means the other product is getting bought up, causing prices, supply and demand, causing prices to skyrocket. Now, as to where I was a little surprised at Publix, that the prices were pretty similar to the prices up north in Cincinnati. So I don't think we've really seen that here in Florida. Publix is one of the most expensive grocery stores to shop at here in Florida. At least that's, unless you're going to like Sprouts or some organic specialty store or something, Publix is pretty expensive. I wasn't shocked to see a lot of the high prices there. I was shocked to see a lot of the produce that is unaffordable. seeing a pound of apples for $5 that's not Honeycrisps just seems absolutely ridiculous. And it is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, for the price we pay up north, we can get 3 pounds of Gala apples, even at our most expensive store, for $5.49 right now. So I don't know if those prices will start to fall a little bit at Publix due to us going into the fall, making it apple season. I don't know. I know Publix is traditionally really expensive on a lot of different things. So I don't know. We just got to stay vigilant. We got to stay in tune with everything going on. That is why we are here. That is why we are here to describe these things and talk about these things, compare things all around the world. Now, we have viewers from all around the world, and we thank you so much for being part of our YouTube family here. This is how we're able to communicate and bring things quickly to your attention. We had some talk about a couple different recalls. Some of it was the pet food, and then the infant formula parent choice, I believe it is. I think Walmart is the one that carries that, and a few different places do. Depends on what state or city or state you're in, but yeah, that was pretty sickening to know that the same stuff that was recalled was shipped out again. I mean, that we got a lot of comments on that, and I just think that's pitiful. That is just terrible. That is mismanaging. You you found it in a warehouse or something, and then just decided to ship it out again. Didn't think that there was an issue. I don't really know, but I know it's something else that costs thousands and thousands of dollars just thrown in the trash, in the drain. People keep making these mistakes. Companies keep making these mistakes, and then all of a sudden we have companies buying out other companies. Right? We have Kroger that is completely taking over Albertsons and Safeway. Don't believe anything they're telling you. This is going to be a massive takeover. I don't even see Albertsons being around in the next few years. I know nobody wants to hear that. We have some faithful Albertson fans and Safeway. They may still keep the Albertson name. I don't know, but it is going to be completely owned by Kroger. Don't let them think don't think that it's a merger or anything. That's hogwash. That is what they're telling you for right now, because Kroger does not completely 100% own Albertsons. But you better believe this is what's going to happen. We keep hearing about it, but we keep hearing these things on the side, all these little miscommunication things, making people fans of Albertsons think that the good quality of things is still going to be there that Albertsons provides. Don't think so. I think Kroger's completely taking over. But at the same time, we don't know that for a fact. I just go based on trends that we see in all these different buyouts and everything. We got a lot of questions about Aldi buying out Winn-Dixie. I think that is going to be an issue as well. I think Winn-Dixie will change. I think all of them will change. I don't think there's going to be... For right now, to keep the loyal Winn-Dixie fans happy, yes, it's going to be the same here for a little while. But it's slowly going to start to transition over to the things the way that Aldi does. People also mentioned in that video that we did that job security. Yeah, I would definitely be worried about that, because we're going to see Aldi traditionally doesn't have a ton of employees. They manage things with very few employees. Now, Winn-Dixie is a huge store. It is more than twice as big as any Aldi in the country, at least in the U.S., and there's been people even in Germany, viewers of ours, that have said that Aldi is so much bigger in the U.S. So it must be traditionally a smaller store in Germany, but it has become huge here in the United States. With Winn-Dixie, so what they're talking about is basically renting out a space, right? That's to cut some of Winn-Dixie off and then renting out a space maybe with another store. Probably to help pay for the mortgage. Who knows? But I do believe that this is another thing that is going to happen that is going to get rid of Winn-Dixie. I mean, I hate to say that. I'm sure they will still use the local farmers that Winn-Dixie uses for their company, which is good because we hear about good quality meat and produce from Winn-Dixie. So hopefully they're still using the same farmers. But again, like Kroger and Albertsons, I see a complete takeover. I don't see... we get a lot of people on the channel that have been worried about these kind of things. What I say is, if you have some of your favorite products that you get at Winn-Dixie, don't know if they're going to have the name brand anymore. I really don't know. I don't know if they're going to have that, so we just got to pay attention. If you have a lot of things that you like from Winn-Dixie, might be a good idea to buy up a few of the things if you have some extra freezer space for the quality meat that you're looking for. I don't know. We're going to see more and more of these kind of things as we go along, though, and this is happening all around the world too. One of our buddies here from Australia was talking about how stores are buying out other stores constantly. They say it's over the last couple of years, it's been a train wreck. Employee shortages is a huge thing over there as well. One of our friends from Chile here was talking about that as well. Like, it's not, and they say the same thing. I said, is it that people don't want to work, or are jobs really not hiring? And I think that is the question. Everybody says that they're hiring. You know, we see all these Krogers, and they always say they're hiring, but they're not. They're not. I never see any new employees. Employees that I do know through Kroger say that they never see anybody new come in, and then when they do come in, they don't stay long. So that could be part of the issue, but it's happening all around the world. It's happening. It's not just here in the U.S. And thank you to all of our viewers outside the U.S. who have been chiming in and letting us know what it is like in the U.K., England, what it's like in Germany, Australia, all around the world. I mean, you guys are awesome. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. Being able to compare everything from here to there, it's not easy. I wouldn't be able to do that by myself, but our community that we have built here has been able to do that. Also, we've had a couple people lately that have put like personal information, which I took down on the channel here. Don't leave like your address and stuff like that. Please don't leave any personal information on here. Make sure that you just abbreviate your state. You can abbreviate, your city and state. Don't leave like neighborhoods and stuff like that. Keep that information private. And I did private message you and let you know what I was doing there. It wasn't that I was just removing your comment because I didn't like it. I'm doing that for your safety so that you don't, you just don't want that kind of information out here. So a couple things that I wanted to go over with a couple more shortages that we are seeing. Rice seems to be becoming an issue. I haven't seen it. As far as Cincinnati and Publix had more rice than I've seen probably in any grocery store. But I hope to maybe visit a Sam's Club or Costco down here because apparently there has been runs on rice here in Florida, but I haven't seen it yet. But I've only been to Publix. So maybe we'll check out Sam's Club or Costco or some of these other places. But there's also been shortages of flour. Flour seems to be one that is hitting the country anyway, and it seems like that is in full swing because, like I've said before, we're seeing stores that are shrinking the flour aisle. There's not as much. So, and as more and more people buy to stock up on flour, we are going to see those prices go up. I couldn't believe it was $5.49 for a 5-pound bag of gold medal at Publix, but King Arthur, the all-purpose flour, was actually 50 cents cheaper down here at $5.49 than it is in Cincinnati at Kroger at $5.99. So it's kind of weird. Maybe they're just able to get it a little cheaper. I don't really know. And Publix is kind of one of those weird stores where something could be on sale and it may not look like a sale, right? They'll say save $1.50 or something. Well, that means that it is on sale. So when you're factoring in the regular price, you have to add that $1.50 to what the sale price is. However, that wasn't the case with flour. That's just their regular price, which was good to see. Some people were saying that the frozen vegetables that I was talking about in the video at Publix are not worth it. I know they were $2.85 for 15 ounces. Yeah, it is expensive. There's no denying that. I mean, even 15 ounces for almost $3 of store brand, or not even store brand, that is very expensive. But people were saying the quality's good, but it's still very expensive. And yes, it is. That is $1 for every 5-ounce bag. So yeah, I don't know. I knew going into Publix that it's very expensive. I will say their bakery is fantastic. Those cookies that I showed, the black and white cookies, they are delicious. And we all know that the Subway sandwiches that they make in there are fantastic. It seems like everybody is in agreement with those being pretty awesome. So let's take a little pause here, take a breather, take a drink of the Joffrey's coffee here. I love Joffrey's. If you live in Florida, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is my favorite coffee. and it is just absolutely delicious, and it's free here in our hotel, so that makes it even better. And it's not really expensive in the theme parks either. It's cheaper, a little cheaper than Starbucks, so still expensive. But when you consider you're in a theme park and you're getting coffee for less than $3 for a pretty decent size, I mean, it's a little expensive, but you need a coffee when you're walking around for hours and hours a day. Excuse me. But guys, we just got to stay focused. Buy up the sales as we see them, as we always say on the channel here. Publix does those buy one get one free deals, so that helps. I still feel like some of those prices are really high even with that. And some people were talking about different Winn-Dixie deals. I don't know if those are going to be around with the Aldi buyout and all that stuff. I really don't know. Only time's going to tell for that. I feel like they're going to stretch that right up until the very end. I think one day you're just going to all of a sudden be paying your quarter to get a cart and paying for your own bags and stuff like that, which if you find some good deals on reusable bags, I feel like every store in the future is going to be going to this. And then once more and more stores start going to, you have to bring your own bags, that's when we're going to see these bags get very expensive. Right now, you can get them for like 50 cents or $1. You got to look around, maybe Dollar Tree or something. Dollar Tree will probably always sell them for $1.25 unless they go up in price again, which who knows? Who knows? We keep hearing that Dollar Tree prices are going to come down. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen anything. All of you guys have commented that none of your Dollar Trees have gone down to $1 on any price except for like greeting cards or happy birthday cards and stuff like that, which those have always been pretty cheap. But yeah, as we get back, I haven't seen any Dollar Trees or Dollar Generals down here, but if I find one, maybe I'll go in, check, see if we can do some price comparisons in there. But for the most part, we just gotta stay on top of it, guys. Make sure that we're saving where we can, and just planning a little bit ahead of time. I always say, like, before you go to the store, go in there with a little bit of a battle plan. Say to yourself, write down, I'm not gonna pay this much for this, right? I mean, I have my limits. Like, I'm not gonna pay $10 for a watermelon. I couldn't believe when the guy told me from Australia that they're $20 for a watermelon. I mean, that is crazy. We saw where they were $8.99 at Publix yesterday. And, I don't know if that was a sale or not, but I know some people were saying like a few months ago, probably 4 or 5 months ago, that watermelons were over $10. They were over $10 up north, too. So I know as they came in season, they were a little cheaper, but they're still $5.99 up north. You can sometimes find some a little cheaper, but that is way too expensive. But guys, thank you so much for watching the video today. I hope it helps. We're going to continue to keep you informed on anything that we find, anything else. I think I covered all the newer food shortages. Sugar is going to be an issue, guys. Sugar is going to be an issue. We have seen it skyrocket in price, and whenever we see that, remember, just a couple months ago, we saw it go up 4 times in 1 month, and then a 5th time like 2 weeks after that. Right? Store brands of Meijer and Kroger went from $2.19 to $2.49 to $2.79 to $2.99. Now Meijer and Kroger are both at $3.19 for a 4-pound bag of sugar. Next, it's going to be either flying off the shelves or getting more expensive. I feel like it's either one or the other these days. So just keep that in mind. Keep all these little things in mind with grains, wheats, flour, all of this stuff is going to start to rise in price. As it gets less and less and harder to buy, we're going to start seeing the prices skyrocket. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.